Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1st, Chapter 1st, Questions by the Sages, Text 30. Tat Naha Shushrushamanana Tanna Shushrushamanana Tanna Shushrushamanana Arhasi Anga Anuvarnitum Arhasyanganuvarnitum Arhasyanganuvarnitum Yasya Avataraha Bhutana Yasya Avataro Bhutana Yasya Avataro Bhutana Kshemaya Cha Bhavaya Cha Kshemaya Cha Bhavaya Cha Kshemaya Cha Bhavaya Cha Tanna Shushrushamanana Arhasyanganuvarnitum Yasyavataro Bhutana Kshemaya Cha Bhavaya Cha Tanna Shushrushamanana Arhasyanganuvarnitum Yasyavataro Bhutana Kshemaya Cha Bhavaya Cha Tanna Shushrushamanana Arhasyanganuvarnitum Yasyavataro Bhutana Kshemaya Cha Bhavaya Cha Tanna Shushrushamanana Arhasyanganuvarnitum Yasyavataro Bhutana Kshemaya Cha Bhavaya Cha. Synonyms: Tat, those, Naha, unto us, Shushrushamanana, those who are endeavoring for, Arhasi, ought to do it, Anga, O Suta Goswami, Anuvarnitum, to explain by following in the footsteps of previous acharyas. Yasya, whose, avataraha, incarnation, bhutana, of the living beings, kshemaya, for good, cha, and bhavaya, upliftment, cha, and. Translation purport by Srila Prabhupada. Translation: Enlighten us, O Suta, about the personality of Godhead and His incarnations. We are eager to learn those teachings imparted by previous masters, acharyas, for one is qualified by hearing them. Translation with repetition: Enlighten us, O Suta, about the personality of Godhead, and His incarnations. We are eager to learn those teachings imparted by previous master acharyas, for one is uplifted by hearing them. The conditions for hearing the transcendental message of the absolute truth are set forth here. The first condition is that the audience must be very sincere and eager to hear. And the speaker must be in the line of disciplic succession from the recognized acharya. The transcendental message of the absolute is not understandable by those who are materially absorbed. Under the direction of a bona fide spiritual master, one becomes gradually purified. Therefore, one must be in the chain of disciplic succession and learn the spiritual art by submissive hearing. In the case of Suta Goswami and the sages of Naimisharanya, all these conditions are fulfilled because Suta Goswami is in the line of Srila Vasudeva, and the sages of Naimisharanya are all sincere souls who are anxious to learn about the truth. Thus, the transcendental topics of Lord Sri Krishna's superhuman activities, his incarnations, his birth, appearance or disappearance, his forms, his names and so on, are all easily understandable because all requirements are fulfilled. Such discourses help all men on the path of spiritual realization. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. Om Ajnanatirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, first chapter. The title of the chapter is Questions by the Sages. So, in the Vedic culture, our tradition is that always questions are encouraged. It is not like one-way communication. I will speak and you should just hear, and you cannot ask any question. So there is a lot of freedom and there is a lot of respect for intelligent questions. It is not like, oh, you're all dumb people, you cannot think, you cannot ask anything, only I will speak and you should accept. God doesn't encourage that kind of thing. You take any Vedic literature, be it Mahabharata, begins with a question, what is dharma? Take Bhagavad Gita, there's a questions by Arjuna and Krishna is answering. And Srimad Bhagavatam is all about questions by great sages of Naimisharanya, and there is an answer. If it is Ramayana, then there is a question. The Ramayana begins with a question of Valmiki to Narada Muni. So every Vedic literature begins with questions. That means people are encouraged to think and ask questions. It's not blindly you have to accept. Not sentimentally you have to accept. Not that somebody is so great and all others are so degraded they can't even ask questions. It is not like that. In some culture, asking question is seen as arrogance. Oh, how dare he ask questions. How dare you can question. Whatever we tell you to accept. But in Vedic culture, it is not like that. Just because God is speaking, Krishna is speaking in Bhagavad Gita, Doesn't mean nobody can ask question. No, Arjuna can ask question. Arjuna can even ask Krishna, what you are speaking I am not able to understand, it is not making any meaning to me, can you please explain more? So asking question is encouraged. Srimad Bhagavatam, the first chapter, the name of the first chapter is Questions by the Sages. These are the questions. And now also, when people ask questions, it will show their intelligence. What kind of questions you are asking, it will show that kind of intelligence. If you ask foolish questions, that means our foolishness is coming out. If you ask intelligent question, then that shows how much intelligence we have got. When apple fell, Newton asked question. And his question was so beneficial to the whole world later. Munayaha sadhu prishtoham bhavadbir lokamangalam. Munayaha, the sages, sadhus, the great sages, prishtoham, they were asking questions. And those questions were not some time pass questions. What's happening in Shah Rukh Khan's house? Who's what is the new baby born to which celebrity or what? These are also called questions. But the questions that are discussed in Bhagavatam are bhavadbir lokamangalam. They are beneficial to the whole world. They bring about auspiciousness in the whole world. Munayaha sadhu prishtoham bhavatbir lokamangalam. So, asking question is encouraged. But those who are asking questions also should ask those questions not only beneficial to themselves, it is also beneficial to the whole world, and here it is said. So they are asking, Tanna Shushrusha Mananam Arhasyanganu Varnitam. Varnitam, please explain to us, please describe, O Suta Goswami. What do you describe? They are asking, can you please describe about activities of Lord Krishna? And why? Kshemaya cha, bhavaya cha. Kshemaya, because it brings about kshema. Kshema means what? Anyone knows what is the meaning of kshema? Kshema means welfare, well-being. It's called kshema in Sanskrit. So it's our for our welfare, for the welfare of the whole world, you please talk about Krishna. See, that is the importance of Krishna's activities. Their welfare, they bring about welfare to the whole world. So this kind of eagerness, they are very eager to hear about Krishna. Now, the next question is, why is everyone not eager to hear about Krishna? You see, we come across so many people. Everybody is eager about something. Some people are very eager about what's happening in the politics. They want to know what is happening in the politics. Some people are very eager about what's happening in Bollywood, Hollywood. Some people are eager about what's happening in the scientist community. Some people are eager about this stock exchange, what's happening, which share is going up, which share is coming down. So some people are eager about what's happening in the neighbor's house, kaun aaya, kaun gaya, kya khaya. So like this, everyone is eager about that. But the sages of Naimisharanya, they are very eager about Krishna. They want to know about Krishna. So this kind of eagerness comes provided there is one qualification. What is that? Bhogaishwarya prasaktanam tayapahrita chetasam. As long as you are interested in enjoying this material world, then you cannot develop eagerness to hear about Krishna. The interest to know about Krishna, to hear about Krishna will never manifest in our heart as long as we have desire to enjoy the material world. How is this? Just like this. As long as you have COVID-19, the recent example. What are the symptoms of COVID-19? You lose taste and you lose smell. You know, you heard of all that, right? Recently we have heard. The moment somebody gets COVID-19, so some of the symptoms are they lose taste. Like I came across some people who had COVID-19. They say, we don't know what we are eating. We're just eating, but we are not able to understand what we are eating because no taste. It is as good as eating some tasteless item. And no smell at all. We are not getting any smell. We are not getting any taste. Now, does it mean the item does not have smell and taste? No, item has smell and taste. But you do not have ability to smell and taste. Like that, Krishna is all attractive. Krishna is all attractive. Because of your disease, you are not able to get attracted to Krishna. Just like gulab jamun is very tasty. But you are not able to enjoy gulab jamun because of a disease called COVID-19. So till you treat that disease, you cannot enjoy gulab jamun. It is not possible. You will not have any taste. So what is the disease? Here the disease is COVID-19, which has taken away your smell and taste. So Bhagavad Gita is saying the disease is Bhogaishwarya Prasaktanam Taya Apahrita. If you have a desire to enjoy in this material world, I will enjoy like this, I will enjoy like that. So this kind of a enjoying mentality is actually a disease. And that disease will take away our interest, eagerness to hear about Krishna. There will be no interest, no eagerness. You see, there are so many people in this world, they utterly have no interest and no desire to hear about Krishna. You know, they're complete 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, they have spent their life and they're okay, they're completely alright without hearing about Krishna. That means they have never treated their disease. In Vedic literature, it is mentioned this material world, the place where we live, it is compared to a hospital. It is a hospital. Why do people go to hospital? To treat, for treatment, right? So we have come to this hospital for treatment. And after coming to hospital, imagine you sometimes, for some reason, you get into hospital, you get admitted, and you see one patient there. And you say, hello, hi, I just got admitted and I got this. And by the way, what about you? When did you come to this hospital? Oh, me? I came 20 years back. 20 years back I got admitted. You will be shocked. What are you saying? From 20 years here in this hospital? What are you doing? That means that patient is there in the hospital for 20 years. What is happening to his treatment? What do? Don't you take treatment? No, when they give tablets and all, I just throw. I don't take treatment. That means you are not at all serious about going out of the hospital and curing your disease. You're okay. Being diseased, you're okay. So that person will say, yeah, morning, evening, afternoon, I get some food from the hospital. So my food is taken care. And I made friendship with my co-patients in the hospital. So I have some relationship here. I get my food here. So why should I go out of the hospital? I'm very happy here with my disease. So this is a very, less intelligent thinking. Just because you get some food, just because you made some friendship with other diseased people in the hospital, so you seem to be very happy and satisfied in the hospital. It means you do not know what it means to be a healthy man outside of the hospital. So, and in the hospital, you will only be getting some, fika, sukha food. Am I right? Is this the right word? Huh? Rukha, sukha, all these things. You're not getting feast. Nobody gives you feast in the hospital. Does anyone give? You will be denied. Once I was admitted to hospital, I had typhoid. So that day was Janmashtami. So I was feeling very bad. Oh, Janmashtami feast is missing. I told one devotee in the ashram, please bring feast to hospital. So they brought also. And I was about to take and the doctor came. at the right time. He said, what are you doing? I said, today is Janmashtami, I'm having a feast. He told, don't you have seriousness? You have typhoid. You cannot eat this kind of food. I said, what is your problem? Today is our festival. I want to eat. He said, no way. So he didn't allow me to have feast. So in the hospital, nobody will give you feast. So in the material world, it is like an hospital. You will not get feast. You will not enjoy, but you are happy with those ruka, sukha, whatever food, and you say, I'm very happy. So like that, Bhogaishwarya prasattanam tayabahrita chetasam vyavasayatmika buddhihi ekeha kurunandana. Krishna is saying, hey Kurunandana, oh my dear Arjuna, those who are interested in this material world enjoyment, means they've got some idea that there is some enjoyment in this material world. That is their idea. There is some enjoyment. In this way I will enjoy. By earning money I will enjoy. By getting some powerful position I will enjoy. So they have got some idea that there is enjoyment. Just like in the desert, some people think and believe that there is some water, and that is called mirage. What do you say in Hindi? Mritrishna. Oh, such a complicated. Anyway, there is a Sanskrit also. Mritrishna. So when you see there is a mirage, seem to be water. This you can perceive even when you are on highway sometime. When you are on highway, it looks like there is some water reflection. But actually there is no water. So like that, you may be continuously thinking that there is some happiness. Some happiness. So, bhoga and aishwarya, I'll get some happiness. With this mentality, it is a disease. You will never develop eagerness for Krishna. But if somebody comes in contact with devotees who come in disciplic succession, Guru Parampara, authorized Guru Parampara, and you hear from them, somehow you hear from them, whether you are interested, not interested, whether you are deceased or whatever, somehow you happen to hear about Krishna, then what happens? There is some change. So there are so many examples of this. The first example is Rukmini Devi. Rukmini Devi was in Vidarbha. She belongs to Vidarbha. And Krishna was in Dwaraka. So it is a very far distance. And Rukmini Devi, she never saw Krishna, she never met Krishna, she never spoke to Krishna. What she was doing, Narada Muni was visiting her palace often to meet Bhishmaka Maharaj. So whenever Narada Muni used to visit, he would talk about Krishna to Bhishmaka Maharaj. And Rukmini was a very beloved daughter of Bhishmaka Maharaj, like Ladli. So she used to always be with her father. So in this way, she got the opportunity to hear about Krishna from Narada Muni. So she used to hear about Krishna, and Narada Muni would describe about Krishna. Krishna did like this, Krishna did like that, and all that. So simply by hearing about Krishna from a pure devotee, Narada Muni, Rukmini developed intense desire for Krishna. See, she has never seen Krishna. She has never met Krishna. She has never spoken to Krishna. Without all these things, she developed intense desire to the extent that she wanted to marry Lord Krishna. See, nowadays when somebody wants to marry, they want to do so many tests. So we want to see you, we want to talk to you, we want to do your background verification and all those things. Once I was coming by flight, and next to me there was one gentleman sitting. So he started speaking to me. Then I asked him, what are you? What do you do? He said that, in the high-profile family marriages, so when they fix any marriage, they can't simply go ahead and marry because they're very rich people and maybe somebody trying to fool them. So they hire our agency. we go and we do all their background verification. If it is a boy, we actually go and do his bank verification. Does he really have money in his bank account? Does he really have that property? Is it simply they are showing? So we actually verify and we give a report. So that means there are people who are doing so much verification before saying yes to the marriage. But Rukmini Devi, without checking any of these things, she lost her heart for Krishna. Simply by hearing about Krishna. And so she wanted to leave her home and go to Krishna in Dwaraka. She wrote a letter also. Please come and kidnap me and take. This happened simply hearing about Krishna. And the second example is Yajna Patnis, the wives of the Brahmanas in Vrindavan. So there, they also had never seen Krishna. They used to hear about Krishna from the bards. The bards means those who go and speak about Krishna, like Bhagavatam speakers. So they would describe Krishna, and these wives, they used to hear, and by hearing and hearing, they developed intense desire. And once Krishna and Balaram sent some of their friends, go and bring some food. It's there in the chapter in Krishna book. So the moment they came to know Krishna and Balaram have come nearby, they left everything, their home, their yajna, everything they wanted to see Krishna, go and see. So this kind of an irresistible attraction to Krishna comes when you hear about Krishna from a devotee who comes in disciplic succession. And then there are many examples like this. The last example is, you may say, okay, Rukmini was very qualified. Yajna Patnis also, they were very qualified. But there is another example of a Mrigari. This Mrigari, who was a hunter, very sinful person, uncivilized. He enjoys killing animals. Such a lowly person. He came in contact with Narada Muni, and Narada Muni spoke to him. And by hearing from Narada Muni, he developed interest and attraction for Krishna. He chanted Krishna mantra. So even the Mrigari got attracted to Krishna. There are innumerable examples like this. And the next example is, the modern day example is so many devotees in Hare Krishna movement. So they never knew about Krishna. They did not know who Krishna was. They knew an Hindu god, okay, or maybe one of the famous gods in India like that. But hearing from Srila Prabhupada, consistently reading his books, they developed intense desire, so much so that they want to give their life to Krishna. You see, like Rukmini Devi, Rukmini Devi never saw Krishna. She never met Krishna. She never spoke to Krishna. Like that, many devotees in Hare Krishna movement all over the world, they've never seen Krishna. They've seen Krishna's deity, but they've never personally seen Krishna. They've not spoken to Krishna. They've not met Krishna, but still they've developed the desire to the extent they're saying that my whole life I want to give it to Krishna. Just see what is the power of hearing. So those who do not understand this process of Bhagavatam, they say some brainwashing is going on. They must be doing some brainwashing. Otherwise, how is it possible? They think, yeah, because generally it is not possible. It is impossible to, they say, oh, this boy was completely alright. He was full, or he was normal. How could he become like this? Only Krishna. It is because he has heard about Krishna from a devotee who has intense desire. You see, the moment somebody is tested positive for COVID-19, the government says nobody can associate with that person. He should be isolated. Why? What is the reason? Otherwise, the infection will pass on. That this person, the normal person, comes in contact with the COVID-19 person, you will also catch COVID-19. Like that, the person who has love for Krishna, he can pass on that love to others if you come in contact with that person. If you come in contact with a person who has love for Krishna in his heart, and you hear from him, and through hearing, the love will enter in your heart also. It is infectious. That is a process. Just like COVID-19, you come in contact, you will also get COVID-19. But here, not that you come in contact with anybody and you will get COVID-19. No, you have to come in contact with a person who is carrying COVID-19. Like that, you should come in contact with that Vaishnava who is carrying love for Krishna in his heart. Not that anybody and everybody you hear, go and hear, you will not. It is not possible. Srila Prabhupada, when he was in London, George Harrison asked this question to Prabhupada. Why are you so much stressing that, we have to distribute this Bhagavad Gita, your books, and there are already so many Bhagavad Gitas. Then Prabhupada said, by reading those books, how many people have given their life for Krishna? That's a test. Whether you get COVID-19 or not, it is dependent on the person who came in touch with you had COVID-19 or not. So like that, Prabhupada said, you see so many people are speaking Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, but after hearing their katha, how many people have come to the stage of giving their life? We have not done anything. To get some people for political rallies, you have to pay money. You have to pay money, only then they will come. Otherwise, nobody will come. But here, people are coming and they are saying, I want to give my life. And we have not given anything to those people. Why? All that you have given is Krishna Prema. That is called Vasudeva Katharuchi. Na utpadaye yadi ratim. Rati means in Sanskrit attraction. Irresistible attraction. You become helpless. Once this attraction to Krishna is awakened, you become helpless. Just like you take an iron piece to the magnet. The iron piece irresistibly get attracted to the magnet. Like that, when you develop attraction to Krishna, your heart is lost. But criteria is, you have to hear from a bona fide devotee who comes in the disciplic succession. Why? Because they are continuously in contact with Krishna. Krishna is carrying abundant love, is full of love. And those who are in contact with Krishna are also carrying full of love. So they can pass that love, not anybody else. Like Prabhupada always said, a living man can impregnate, a dead man cannot. So like that, the devotee who's carrying love in his heart can pass the love in another person's heart. Otherwise it is not possible. That is why the sages of Naimisharanya are asking here to Suta Goswami, you please describe. We want to hear from you. Many times, what happens is people think that they can develop bhakti, they can develop love for God from anybody and everybody. They think like this. We can hear from anybody, any XYZ, my uncle, my aunt will speak something about God, I will hear, my neighbor will say something, my classmate will say something. No, it's not like that. That is not the process. The process is you have to hear from the person who has awakened love for Krishna. Not some general knowledge information. I will give you some general knowledge information. You watch his life. The love should be visible in his life. There are so many people who speak so much about God, but is the love for God visible in their life? How do you all test? Can you all give some points? How do you test whether somebody has got love for God or not? They're speaking so much, but do they have any love for God? How do we test?
By their devotional services.
By seeing their actions. If you come to me and say, oh Prabhu, I really like you so much, oh really you like me so much, then you please do something for me. Oh no, I can't do that for you. Then what is the meaning of telling I like you so much? When you tell somebody, you see, let's take an example. One man is telling one woman, I like you so much, I love you so much. Oh, very nice. Okay, then what do you do for me? No, I'll not do anything for you, but I like you so much. What is the use of this kind of liking? What is the benefit? There is no use. Simply it is a lip dry lip service, simply making some sound with your lips, I like you, I love you. If you're really serious about somebody, it will be visible in your action. Like you say, oh, I like you so much that I traveled from 100 kilometers to see you. You see, oh, this person has traveled 100 kilometers because he likes so much. Right? So you will not travel even 100 meters to see somebody if you don't like that person. Even that person may be next to our door. I have no interest in that person. Why should I go? So the moment you like, it will be visible in your action. Some people will say, today I prepared this special item for you because I like you so much. Please stay. So it will be visible in your action. So you have to hear about Krishna from those people in whose action God's love or Krishna's love is visible. Simply speaking about God because you have some information about God is not going to give any love for Krishna. That is all dry talk. Dry talk has no use. So you have to hear. That is why disciplic succession. Disciplic succession means in their life you can see how much they are serious about Krishna. You see, sometimes we see some news articles. Some boy and girl, they were so much in loving relationship, they took poison and they drank. That tells that they were very serious about each other. So much so that they gave up their life. Some people say, oh, we like each other so much, let's run away from the home. They're so serious. The seriousness is visible in their action. Simply somebody says, I love you so much, okay, I will be in my home, you be in your home, and we will not even talk. Then what is the use of this? So that's why we should identify all these dry talking people. It's of no use. So the point is, disciplic succession, we have to hear from the devotee who comes in disciplic succession like Suta Goswami. Suta Goswami heard it from Shukadeva Goswami. Shukadeva Goswami heard this from Vyasadeva. Right? Vyasadeva heard it from Narada. And Narada Muni heard from Lord Brahma. And Brahma heard directly from Krishna. Tene Brahma Hridaye Adi Kavaye. And in the disciplic succession, Srila Prabhupada has received this, has received Praptasya Kalyana. He has received this auspicious Bhagavatam message and he has distributed. That's why simply by reading Srila Prabhupada books and attending regular Bhagavatam classes, we can be rest assured that there is a hope, there is all possibility that we can also experience attraction to Krishna. And it is not 0 and 1. Suddenly one day we will experience and another day it is like the switch is off. No. On daily basis, you can experience. There is some attraction. And how do you know? You can see that in your action. You'll be chanting 1 round. Earlier you were chanting 0. Now at least you're chanting 1. That much attraction has come. And then more you chant, that means more attraction has come. And now you will say, okay, we'll go to Vrindavan. Why are you going to Vrindavan? Because attraction to Krishna has come. So you'll go to Vrindavan. And you will say, I'll take Krishna Prasadam. Why? Because I got attraction. Like some people say, I will only eat food cooked by my mother, my wife, or my family member. Because you really like them. That is why you want to eat the food cooked by them. So those who love Krishna, they only want to accept the food which is, honored by Krishna, accepted by Krishna. Yajna shishta ashanaha santo muchyante sarva kilvisha. They want to accept only food which is accepted by Krishna. That is the seriousness. Like this, naturally we will see. So, point that is being highlighted, and the examples are Rukmini Devi. Simply by hearing about Krishna from Narada Muni, she developed so much attraction. Next example is Yajna Patnis. They also had never seen Krishna, but hearing about Krishna, they developed attraction. Like there are so many examples are there in Vedic literature. So many varieties of devotees who developed, And in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastime, we see that King Prataparudra, he never saw Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He heard about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu from Ramananda Raya. He heard about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And by hearing about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu from Ramananda Raya, he developed so much attraction to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and he wanted to go and meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was avoiding because he was a sannyasi and the king was a politician. And at that time it was not recommended for a sannyasi to be in touch with politicians. So King Prataparudra, he told, if Chaitanya Mahaprabhu does not give me his darshan, then I am going to commit suicide. How serious he was. From where did he develop this much seriousness? Simply hearing about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu from Ramananda Raya. Like this, there are so many examples. So, the point is, hearing about Krishna from whom? From whom? The answer is that we have to hear from that person in whose heart Krishna Prema is active. If I touch this table now, my hand will not burn. Why? See, our hand is not getting burnt. Why?
It's not burning.
The fire is not active. Wood has a fire, but it is in the inactive state. It can be brought into active state by rubbing it. When you rub it, the spark, the fire will become active. So even your hand also, when you rub, it becomes warm. Heat gets generated. So heat becomes active. Like that, Krishna Prema is already there in our heart, but it is in inactive state. It is not active. So you have to come in contact with that person whose love for Krishna is active. Only they can make your love also active. So this is the principle. Any questions? Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, please.
Prabhu, is love is sufficient to go back to home, back to Godhead?
Yes. So what else is required according to you?
Like, we have attraction towards the material nature, towards our relations. So what about them?
So when we say that when we develop attraction to Krishna, this does not mean now we don't have attraction for others. We have healthy attraction to others, not unhealthy attraction. Currently what we have is unhealthy attraction. I'm thinking I am this body. Because of that I'm getting attracted to some people. You're not getting attracted to a pig in the drainage. Why? Why that attraction is not coming? Because I don't think I'm a pig. So you do not identify yourself with a pig. That is why you don't get attracted to another pig. But you think you are a human being and you think I'm a son of somebody, a husband of somebody, brother of somebody. So you get attracted to that person. So it is due to our wrong identification, wrong attraction is coming. So when the right identification comes, I'm servant of Krishna, that time you get attracted to Krishna also, you get attracted to other living entities because other living entities are also part and parcel of Krishna. Mamaivamsha jiva loke. Krishna says everyone is my part and parcel. So like Prabhupada, he was attracted to all living entities. He likes them, he wants to help them, but in the right way. So today when we say we have attraction to family, society, it is because of wrong identity. You have attraction only to Indians. You have hatredness towards some other country. Because of an identity called I am an Indian. But when you develop love for Krishna, it also means you develop love for everyone. It is not that I develop love for Krishna and remaining people I hate. That is completely a wrong idea. When we say love for Krishna includes love for everyone. That is the meaning of loving Krishna. So that's why Krishna says 11th chapter 55th verse, Nirvairaha sarva bhuteshu. My devotees are non-envious of everyone. They like everyone and they appreciate everyone and they love everyone, but in the right spirit, in connection to Krishna. So that is enough to go back to Godhead. Yes.
So Prabhu, even though when we practice Krishna consciousness, we hear regularly Bhagavatam and all, but still sometimes it happens, our sense gratification desires for Bhogeshwarya, it increases. So what could be the reason, or what shall we do for that?
So you are hearing Bhagavatam, you are also hearing some other things. Otherwise it is not possible. See, when you are hearing Bhagavatam, the Bhogeshwarya is coming down. But some other input is also coming. So we have to detect it. Hearing means not necessarily in one place I am sitting and hearing. When you are talking to somebody, you submissively hear that. Like he says, I purchased one Ferrari car and how nice it is. And you are hearing, oh really? Means with a faith that there is an enjoyment. That is called submissive hearing. When you hear with a faith that yes, what they are saying is correct, that is called submissive hearing. And when you hear like that, the poison is entering inside. Not that he has to sit in one asana and have to give class to us about Ferrari or something like that. They're just describing it. We got like this. I recently saw a movie and how nice and like this we are hearing. That is the problem. Means with the faith, I think they're all enjoying. I'm missing. They're all enjoying like this. And when like one day I was with one folk boy, we were on the road, and suddenly one car passed by. And suddenly this boy, and he was 5 minutes, he was looking at that car. 16 round chanting boy. I asked, what happened? He said, Prabhu, that car, he gave me some 10 minutes detail of that car. That car is like this, it is made in that country. That much the mind is absorbed, that much the person believes that brake is like that, the headlight is like this. So much faith is there that the car means there is some happiness. So this is submissive watching, submissive hearing, submissive touching. So this has to stop. So become conscious that when some people are speaking, am I hearing with the idea that yes, what they are speaking is enjoyment? You can hear, people speak and we also hear. But when they speak, we don't hear that there is some enjoyment. Like when you see pig eating something in the drainage, you don't see with the faith that pig is enjoying. Oh wow, so nice. We don't see like that. We see with the disgust. Gee, what a disgust it is. So a devotee who has developed Krishna consciousness, he will hear, he will see, but he will see. Pashyanti jnana chakshu. He will see with the knowledge. He will hear with the knowledge. Okay, yeah, somebody is saying. Child is saying that something is very nice. Parents will hear with knowledge. Okay, it may be nice to play with the toys, but parents don't get attracted to it. Because they have lost that faith in the toys. They know toys cannot give happiness. Like that, when we associate with others, we do not hear with faith. We hear with knowledge. Okay? Yes.
In Krishna book we have read about love for gopis and love for Krishna. So I just want to know how the love of Krishna's wives, the queens of Dwarka, is different from love of gopis for Krishna, and what is their position?
Okay. So, the queens of Dwaraka's love is called Aishwarya Shitili Karana Prema. And the Vrindavan love, the gopis, is devoid of Aishwarya Bhava. That means they do not know about Krishna's supremacy, the gopis. It is like there are stars in the sky, but during the daytime nobody can see the star. Like that, the gopis are aware that Krishna is a supreme Lord, but their love for Krishna is so intense, like sunlight. It overshadows the stars. You can't see the stars. You see the stars only in the night when sunlight is not there. So likewise, the gopis' love for Krishna is so intense that their knowledge that Krishna is supreme, is so great, is so powerful, doesn't come into picture. They deal with Krishna without that. So that is their bhakti or prema. In Dwaraka, the queens of Krishna, they also have very much love for Krishna, but simultaneously they are aware that Krishna is supreme. he is very powerful. So this knowledge, it interferes sometimes in some of the dealings. They cannot behave exactly like the gopis behave. Like Yashoda, when she saw Krishna has broken the pots in Damodar Leela, she got angry and she wanted to catch Krishna and punish him. So you cannot think like this if you know that that person is a very powerful person. Let's say if you see that I am doing some mistake. You know, okay, I did some mistake. But to take some action, you will also be thinking, oh, this person is a senior devotee, how can I do? That awareness of that person, that he is superior or is powerful, will stop us doing something. So that is what Aishwarya Bhava Shitili Karana Prema. So they cannot freely act with Krishna. But the gopis in Vrindavan, their intense love covers the knowledge of Krishna. So they, in fact, they chastise Krishna, they punish Krishna, so they control Krishna. So this is the difference.
So means having knowledge about Krishna is making them, is the hindrance
for them, not for us. So when somebody says, oh, knowledge better, I will not have any knowledge of Krishna, then we'll become sentimentalist. Sentimental means only emotions without proper knowledge. They have knowledge, but that knowledge is not manifesting in their behavior. It's not that they don't have knowledge. In our case, we do not have knowledge. It's after having money, somebody not showing is different from not having money only. So we are those beggars who do not have money. So when we don't have money, we see somebody having money but not using it. Both of us are same only. No, both of us are not same. So gopis are not displaying their knowledge because that will not give them that relishment, but they have knowledge. So we'll stop here. Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Gaur Premanande